Everybody's grumping about the new tool, but I'm not even sure it's the same tool. So Icon came out with what a lot of people are calling a version 2 of the meme tool, and they're grumping about it. It's 80 bucks and it's really different. But I'm not so sure that I would call them the same tool. Now, just for starters, one of my most viewed videos is about the meme tool, as many people call it. I love it. I use mine. I actually have multiples, and here's my kind of beat up kit. The socket's actually in my car, or the ratchet's in my car, and I have another one lurking around here somewhere because I use them. I really like them a lot, and I found them super useful. But the new tool is a whole other thing, and I think the absolute biggest clue to that, I guess, is the fact that this is a hex bit ratchet, and in the new tool, it's a 1/4 inch drive. So let's talk for a second about what the new tool actually is. So I'm going to put on the screen the new tool. So it's a 1/4 inch drive handle as well as a ratchet with a spinner. You actually get extensions, a really short one, kind of similar to this one, although longer. And the new tool includes 2 sets of sockets, which of course this one doesn't come with. There's an adapter to give yourself 1/4 inch sockets, but it doesn't come with any. And then a bunch of bits. There's 2 things that I think drive the difference, and it comes down to the nature of how this and the extension work and the sockets for me. First of all, as a 1/4 inch, there's lots of 1/4 inch kits, and I would say the new Icon kit is a very good kit because it includes 2 sets of sockets, an SAE Icon set and a metric Icon set. Those are 25 bucks by themselves, right? The T handle or the driver handle, the 1/4 inch driver handle, you might say that's worth $10. So you're at $60 right there before you get to the value of the ratchet or the bits for that matter. So here's the thing, I don't think $80 is terrible, but I don't think that tool is a replacement for this, because this has the ability to become a T-handle. So if you line up those dots with that dot, you can push the extension through, and that gives you 2 things. One, the ability to make it into a T-handle, which I've actually found really useful, but also it allows you to have what I call an indexed extension, an adjustable extension. That ability to adjust how high this is and where I'm ratcheting, for that matter, like where I'm applying the force, has come in really handy. And I'll show you an example here from when I was changing the PCV assembly in the family Volvo. So the new thing doesn't do this. It's a 1/4 inch drive here and a spinner here, so there's no pass through. And it'll take an extension, I believe, but I don't think really, since you don't have the ability to make it into a T-handle, I think that kind of negates the value there. So you get a swivel, you get a couple extensions. There's no ability to kind of index it, which, like I said, I found pretty valuable. And it's all hex. The other difference, if you will, aside from the T-handle / extension, is the sockets. So it comes with the Icon 1/4 inch socket. So I have metric, I don't have any SAE to speak of in my house. So this is about 24.5 millimeters tall. Just for comparison, that's really close to the Tekton. This is right at 25, dead on 25. So really close. Now these are reasonably shallow, but they're not super shallow like the Power Torque kit I picked up at O'Reilly's. This is something like 17 millimeters, a hair over 17. So these are all 10 millimeter, by the way. Shocking. So the point being, like, if you're trying to get into tight spaces, this guy's going to do it where the new tool will not, because you have to put the socket on a much bigger, I know it looks much bigger anyway. This is pretty low profile. It's not the most low profile option I've got. In fact, I compared this with several options I've got in my garage, but that, I believe, with this Power Torque socket on there, is going to go in places where the new tool will not. Now, is it still pretty compact? Yes, for sure, compared to a lot of 1/4-inch ratchets and sockets. But the Power Torque, and I'll put the links for both the SAE and the metric in the description. The Power Torque sockets combined with the Meme tool give you a lot of ability to get into some tight spaces, and that came in really handy when we were trying to adjust the alternator and water pump belt tensioner on my buddy's old BMW when we were trapped on the side of the road. We were 100 miles from home. So the point is, this guy different than the new guy. For me, because I already have the sockets, I don't really want SAE, and I actually already have a 1/4-inch handle driver that's an old Snap-on one, actually. So I don't need everything that's in that kit, and that's not saying, you know, they did anything wrong. It's just it overlaps things I already have that I want to pay money for. Here's the net. I don't think the new kit is super overpriced for what it is if you give value to the socket sets. So, for example, this Power Torque set stops at 13 millimeters, which occasionally has been a little bit of a limiter. You know, it comes with the nice extensions and a swivel and whatever. So it's a different set. It's not this. It's not V2 of this. It's different. You know, I actually ordered the Vim version of this, which is a little bit longer, and I've been really happy. This is still my primary one. I thought the extra length would be nice, and it has come in handy, but it hasn't replaced this. This is just the good versatile thing that I wanted. So I'm still a big fan of the Meme tool. I won't be buying myself the new tool, but like I said, I don't think it's the same thing. It might be for you. It seems like a decent kit, and it seems like a decent value if you add up all the pieces. You are getting, you know, Icon sockets at a discount kind of in that kit. So just decide for yourself, but I wouldn't buy into all the hate that they missed the mark and they changed it, that it's bad. I think it's different and intended to be different. And maybe that's what they should have said up front. But anyway, that's a not so quick look from me, and I'm gonna get back to work. In the meantime, stay messy.